Michael Falato here again, Full Throttle Leaders podcast, and I'm the CEO and founder of Full Throttle Falato Leads. And we got Shawn Green, who's a fractional CRO, who's involved in many of companies, helping them grow and also invest in companies. Shawn, tell us a little bit about you, what you do, why you do it, what makes you excited in the morning.
Yeah, thanks, Michael, for having me. I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been in technology for quite a few years. I've seen a lot, crawled out of a lot of, tough years, and then COVID hits us and then throws us another curveball, like every tech exec. Yeah, I've been doing software for over 20 years, and I'm a chief revenue officer. I'm working with a bunch of startups right now to figure out, what are some of the biggest problems we're trying to solve right now, especially in this age of AI, where it's just like it's so crazy and cool and scary all at the same time. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that work. Recently, we sold our company to SBS last year. I was at a company called Carbon 6,
Mhm.
transitioned out of that towards the end of last year. And I've just been heavily involved in advising and investing in startups. So yeah,
And where are you
that's
based?
a little background. I'm based in Boston.
Uh-huh.
Yep. One of those,
Born and bred?
born and raised here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever see Goodwill Hunting or anything, it's real in my family. I have like 70 cousins. My dad was one of 13, grew up in, South Boston, and had a had a wonderful upbringing, loving every single sports team that we have to offer. So, yeah.
So which character are you on Goodwill Hunting?
Definitely Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
you know. You know, especially when he goes, "You're suspect, retainer." I love that part.
I love when
Um,
he says, "How about them apples?" Not him, was the other guy, his buddy.
yeah, yeah. He was like, "How about them apples? I got a
Matt,
number."
what's his name? Matt, what? What's his name? What's his buddy?
Kelsey
No,
Affleck.
yeah, no, his his co-character in that. Matt Damon.
Oh,
Jeez, I'm losing his
yeah,
mind.
Matt Damon. Yeah, that's how they got their start.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember his name. I remember Bennett being it, and obviously poor Robin Williams there.
Yeah,
He was
I
good.
know. He was the man. But it's funny to see Ben and Matt now. It's like they're always like they're such good friends that they're constantly just like jabbing each other, especially with like Ben Affleck doing the Dunkin' Donuts
I was just thinking the same
commercial.
thing. That was great.
And like the best part about those two is that they're still great friends, and they just like make fun of each other. That's how we do. That's like pure love in Boston, is when you know somebody's constantly making fun of you just because they
I'm
like you.
Italian. I'm from Chicago. So what do you think the cousins do every day?
Yeah,
Forget
just
about
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're pretty similar here.
it.
Um, but we have a whole Italian side of the family, the Maganaros. So the Irish and the Italians, they just married each other,
Well,
here in
I'm
Boston.
Italian and I'm Italian and Irish.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. It's the luck of the Italians.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Tell me what AI is like just making you like, wow, that's pretty cool crap there, man. That's being generated fast. It's being invested in fast, and I really use it for my company every day. Or it might even be one of your clients or one of your VCs of one of your investments.
It's really cool. I mean, it's a great question because I think what's happening right now is this is going to, I feel like it's going to generate more entrepreneurs than ever before. Like because they have access to all this technology where they can actually build like a thought that they had in their head and actually go out to market with something, and they can build it pretty quickly. So like, I've invested in all the LLMs. like all year subscriptions, because who knows when those prices will go up on a monthly basis, right? But the one I gravitate towards now is more Claude. So it's like, open Claude, and then you have Claude Code, and then you can actually do the co-work where you can actually, really.
We lost your audio.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, were you on your meta
Yeah,
glass?
those are the meta glasses. Yeah. I get bored and impulsive sometimes, so I decided to buy the meta glasses. Um,
That audio's good on just
Constantly.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
The,
yeah.
me-
I
the
constantly.
audio is better without the headphones.
Oh, it was better.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
echoey. It's echoey with the headphones.
I mean, you can edit all this stuff.
No, we don't
Uh,
need that. This is Rogan style, baby.
Yeah. So I don't even know what I was just talking about. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would say that a lot of the startups I'm working with are actually
Now your
learning.
now your video's frozen.
Are we there? Are we
Yeah,
there
now
yet?
you're back.
All right. Sorry, internet's been weird today.
Yeah,
It hasn't woken up yet. But I see a lot of startups building internally their own go-to-market software, even
yeah.
through like Claude and all the different things. But eventually it doesn't scale, right? It won't scale. But at the same time, I'm seeing a lot of these startups just figuring it out instead of like Google Sheets and just the manual things. They're eliminating a lot of that, noise up front when it comes to go to market by, having different types of technology they're building internally to actually help them get to market faster, which is really cool. In the enterprise, I think a lot of companies are struggling because there's so much data that's in these enterprise companies that they're constantly, when they put AI in, the AI is just pulling from garbage, and a lot of these AI projects never really it never takes off because they're not putting in the right strike teams. Like I look at like an AI project internally is, yeah, everybody has a role and they have a goal, and everybody within that strike team makes sure that those different parts of the AI project goes well. And I think a lot of companies, are paying for so much storage, and they're building all this AI right now, and it's turning into AI like sludge.
Yeah.
So they're building out like all these PowerPoints, and it's from crap data. One of the
Garbage in, garbage out is still true.
still true. It's so true. So I'm seeing that in the enterprise. You know, the cool technology I'm seeing for builders are like Lovable. I mean, you can go in there and literally build out a website, an app. Like you can do like 90% of it. And then if you have engineers and you really want to kind of own the code, it pretty much spits it out for you for your engineer to make sure it properly gets put into your instance.
Mhm.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, that would take 6 months, you know, where you're going back and forth with your project managers and product managers, and then they're trying to like give it to the engineers. And by the time it gets to the engineers and comes back, it's like it doesn't sound like anything you talked about.
No.
Now eliminate all of that noise, and now they're they have most of the product built. I mean, it's pretty.
Yeah, I have a friend that's building a whole go-to-market strategy. That's everything you need to know about a deal before you even get in there.
Yeah.
Instead of just
Yeah.
having linked Sales Navigator and Zoom and this and that, it has one dashboard of like how do you talk to his personality, what do you need to do next, and he's built it on Lovable, I think. I'm like, it's like I
Totally.
coded all this with Lovable. Like, uh, yeah, you still have to continually build and know how to build and think like a builder to make something work. You
Yeah, but
know,
that's the cool part now, though, is that you can be a thinker,
instead of
and
a builder.
you were never a builder. You didn't know how to build. So now all you really have to do is think and like put your thoughts into a product like Lovable, and it will literally build the code for you. where then you can implement it, and that's what's in your brain. Like that's the crazy part right now is that anybody can do it. Now, does everybody do it? No. Like I have a ton of bots I built. Like I've really just kind of dived into it over the last 6 months, just because I wanted to not feel like a fossil and like I kind of know what's going on behind the scenes of a lot of this technology. But it's constantly evolving. Every day it's changing. There's updates on all these LLMs every day. And my biggest fear is that there's software companies out there that some of these LLMs will suck in as an additional feature or functionality within the LLM. So I'm in protect mode for some of my investments and companies I'm working with because their technology is fantastic, and there are companies out there that need it that don't want to build it internally. So now's the time to be a part of that, story and that journey. But it's crazy. I mean, the LLMs are doing really well, and it's now talking back to you. It's starting to really understand, like, I usually get to my computer at 8:30 in the morning, and I pull up my Claude co-work, and it's just like, hey, you have these couple things that you wanted me to remind you today, and X, Y, and Z. Here's a really cool LinkedIn post based off of the skills and the things that you built in me and into me. Here you go. Like I want a post that matters,
What's
and
the
that
difference
post
between Claude and like Gemini and Chat?
you can do all the same things. There's the code capability in Claude Pro, I think is like it can build anything into JavaScript. I like Claude because it also can like build out a PowerPoint, like at least something to start with, based off of all your thoughts, and then it can also create a video. Gemini really focuses everything on your like Google instances, really. I mean, they have MCPs into everything, so you can connect your Gmail, you can connect all of your worlds to it.
What's MCP?
Well, it's basically the ability to get all of these connections and connect it to your AI product.
Is it
So you
multiple
can
control points, or what does it stand for?
Yes, it's bi-directional, and it constantly like it can update like your Gmail accounts. You could build an engine where you would send out an email at certain parts of the day with specific messaging. I mean, once it has access to your accounts, it just talks to all of your accounts.
That
And
sounds scary too at one point.
yeah, no, but it's happening right now. That's a crazy thing.
Don't you
Like
ever
how,
talk to me again like that, Steve.
yeah, I know.
Everybody's running emails. You're like, whoa.
I know.
I swear, Your Honor, that was not me.
It
That was
was a
my AI.
bot. It was a
It was my
bot.
it was my digital twin.
It was my avatar. Yeah, that's not that far away, man. I'm telling
No,
you. It's
I'll be
crazy.
back. I built a digital twin in Delphi. It took all my interviews and things like this, and
That's amazing. But you said it went well though, right? I mean,
it's pretty cool. It's my voice. I didn't do like a video digital twin, which I don't know. I think that might be a little creepy, but I don't know. We could be. I think there's who wants to look at my face. It's a face for radio, you know.
yeah. Well, you got the Rogan face, it's to see it's nice.
Yeah, he's definitely he's a black belt jiu-jitsu as well, and he's a very talented guy. You know, I mean, as far as what he does, but also jiu-jitsu.
You know that whole world pretty well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
I actually worked the Rogan UFC 56.
yeah.
So I
You were
did
telling
that
me.
for like to about 140, and then my company got sold. But I got UFC, NFL, USTA, a lot of 35 different teams. I was just doing all the mobile marketing, texting for them at the time. So
What was your favorite like sport industry working with?
UFC, yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even doing jiu-jitsu at first then, but not too long after. I mean, I started 2006 for Tech Station, and then
Yeah.
about 2011 I got into boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. So about 2 or 3 or 4 years I got into that, and talked to Dana a little bit, some of the conferences and stuff like that. But
Is he as cool as he,
yeah, Dana's pretty
kind of
cool.
is, on TV? Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. Joe was cool. Um, but that was when Goldie was there.
Uh,
Goldie,
that's just a crazy story of how all that could have collapsed and it didn't collapse and it came back and it was just like
no,
it's
Hoist
great.
Hoist was brought in just to kind of showcase jiu-jitsu, and he was the smaller one and not the most talented one. And they basically put him against people that he thought he could beat, and also bigger dudes, and he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
It's
then
good marketing.
I met the Fertitas, which were the guys that put the money up, and so I mean, those were guys who were smart as hell. They owned the stations, casinos, so they're heavily into casino business at that point. But
Wow.
yeah, the NFL was cool. I was in the NFL headquarters and working with the NFL Network and NFL. Um, we did the whole texting campaign for the NFL and win $1 million in Super Bowl. And when it was in Indy, I think it was Giants and the Patriots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fully crashed the whole system. So I'm getting yelled at by the VP of digital. I'm like, oh god. I mean, we couldn't control the carriers. I mean, the carriers could not handle 50 million people texting in trying to win $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a certain amount of things you can control and you can't control. Like if everybody hit um, Chat GBT all at once in the world or whatever, it would melt the servers. I would think.
Yeah, you would think so. Until I mean
That's what happened.
everything's going nuclear now. So maybe not,
Yeah,
you
big,
know.
yeah. Well, tell us like something you learned in the last year of like what not to do. Like I did this and it failed, but I learned, or something that you did really well. Like you kind of mentioned that with um, what was that AI platform you liked? You just talked about it.
Oh, Claude.
Claude, yeah, you talked about that, but tell us something that you kind of learned, you lost and you learned.
Yeah, I guess we put it so one of the things we did in 2023, which was pretty much unheard of, we did a lot of research on where most of because we kind of partnered with Amazon. We did the revenue recovery for their three-piece sellers, their one-piece sellers, and we did a lot of research on like where is most of the products coming out of Amazon, and it wasn't really like public knowledge because it wasn't reported anywhere. And we were kind of like, you know what? We should probably go work with the suppliers and manufacturers in China. So we put an office in Shenzhen, which is about 2 hours from Hong Kong. And I never thought I'd ever go to China in my whole life, like ever. It wasn't kind of like it was never on the plan to go. Like, so, being over there, building that office, and then realizing we made the right bet, right? Based off of the research that we were doing. I thought that was a huge win that really took us, a year and a half, 2 years to really build the momentum over there.
And what
Uh,
which company are you talking about building momentum for?
Carbon Six, which was my previous company. So that was more of the moment a year ago where we had the, oh wow, this is working moment. And it took like a year and a half to get there. So that was like one of the good decisions we made. I have a bunch of I like to fail fast and pivot pretty quickly. So I'm very much into the numbers. I'm very much into what's feeding what we're trying to accomplish, whether it's like, because there's a bunch of different pipes from a go-to-market perspective. So what are we trying to accomplish with partnerships? What are we trying to accomplish with marketing? There's 5 different things through marketing we need to like fuel. So we've made a lot of like good decisions and some really, oh, we need to pull back on this quickly decisions. Because, technology in our company was always, my goal was we need technology to clear the boundaries for people to use their calories in the right way to help the company grow.
Growth.
So that was just kind of like my thing that I had with operations, RevOps, and all the go-to-market teams. Like if it was lead, like if we went to events, I wanted the leads in the system executed through Slack, automated, different ranked, based on what rep, all the different things, and then build that automation so it's in the hands of the salesperson within like minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like I need to know that there has been some sort of communication back with that seller, that I need to know that that has happened within, I think I had like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So we solved for a lot of that because it was very manual. Now if I were to reorchestrate all of that now, I'd have a totally different tech stack in my head.
Yeah.
Right. So
So
it's
yeah.
pretty crazy.
So who
Yeah.
should reach out to you and why right
What's
now?
that?
Who should reach out to you and why in this current state of your career and what you do?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody just, I like to network. My network is one good currency I think I have, are the people that I know. So I love to, add to my network. I like to, really just kind of figure out some of the problems that we're trying to solve right now and go to market. If there's any tech companies out there that are looking for some advice, usually startups. I love the startup world. I am going to be probably going full time into something pretty quickly here that I think is going to really change one of the aspects of this AI world right now that nobody really wants to solve, which is figuring out the garbage before you set up an AI project. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. If they're ever in
What?
Boston, they want to
Yeah.
shoot me a note.
What's your email?
Well, it's a Gmail for now. SG8584@gmail.com.
Well,
So
thanks for your time, Sean. I look forward to working with you in the future.
yeah, Michael, let's do some intros on your end too.
Thanks.
All right.